There we go. Welcome to the Bee Eco training on how to build your business as a brand partner who's focused on the Bee Eco product. I'm going to talk specifically all about the Bee Eco today. I'm going to talk about the compensation plan, just real brief, so you understand it, how the compensation plan works, or the different areas in the compensation plan that we have. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. So there's basically 8 ways we get paid. The first one is they just added on the page the 50% on your customers, where it's a $24.95 package. And I don't know if it's on there where they can sign up yet, but you'll get 50% of that. Every month that they're on an auto ship, you're going to get paid 50% of their product. I don't focus on that very much. I'm not going to talk a lot about it. The next one is the fast start bonus. So you get a 50% bonus on the so if someone buys a $50 package, that's the CV, the commissionable volume is $35, and so 50% of that is $17.50. And so you can go into the comp plan. If you go to www.com and go in the compensation plan. This is just one of the pages on the compensation plan that you do. The other way is the 2-team payout, which is the binary. How you get paid on that is you get paid on the lesser volume leg, and it can be all the way up 20. It starts at 10, all the way up 20. There is a 60% cap as it starts to fill in, so that it matches that. But anyway, you can read all about that on the comp plan. The next is the lifestyle bonus. That's what we're going to be focusing on tonight. Lifestyle bonuses, you're going to be able to make up to $1,050 just off of an average of 30 people strategically placed. And I'm going to talk about that because that is the lifeblood of our business. And then there's a 20% matching bonus on the binary. Anybody you bring in personally, no matter what, you don't even have to be binary qualified. That means you don't have someone having on the right and the left. If you sign someone up, they start making money in the binary, you're going to get paid. Let's say that you bring me in. I start making $10,000 on the binary, you're going to make 20%. That means you're going to get $2,000 a month. If I start making $20,000 a month on the binary, you're going to make $4,000. If I start making $80,000 a month on the binary just by signing me up, you're going to get 20%, which is $16,000. So it's pretty significant, that matching bonus, and how the companies put that together. There's a generational matching bonuses. After your first person, it goes 4 generations to the nearest gold. So the next person that becomes a gold, that starts another generation in your organization. That could be 2 levels deep. It could be 150 level deep, and it doesn't matter. You're going to get 10 generations. It's very significant. The global bonus pool, once you become a diamond with the company, and every week that you're diamond, they take 2% of the volume of the company, the commissionable volume, and they pay that out to all the diamonds that qualified that week. And then there's a diamond bonus. You have the highest level. I think it's the blue diamond. There's no additional pay in the regular comp plan, but you can pay. They pay all the way up to $150,000 one time. So that's the compensation. You want more details? There's a PDF that you can get on beecoww.com, and it's there. Let's talk a little bit about how you get started. And I talked about this last week. I'm going to go over it briefly, but I want to talk about sponsoring on purpose versus flock shooting. I told a story of when I was a young man, young married person. I've always duck hunted, but I duck hunted with a professional guide. And I would always just shoot a few ducks after every flock went, about after 3 or 4 flocks, I'd probably land a couple of them. Every time he shot, he'd shoot 2 or 3 in each flock. And I asked him, I go, man, you're a good shot. And he goes, well, you're a good shot too. The difference is you're flock shooting and I'm targeting. I'm focused on the ducks out front and then another one and another one. So what I do is I lead one duck. I shoot it. I go get another one. You got 3 shells in a gun when you're duck hunting, and I shoot again because I've led the second duck, and then I shoot again, and I shoot my third duck, and I'm pretty focused on that, so I get it every time. A lot of people in this industry, they flock shoot. They just blanket a whole bunch of people and say, hey, let's be a customer, and then maybe if you want to, possibly someday in the future, a long time from now, maybe you want to build a business with me. That is called flock shooting. You want to focus on finding people that want to do the business. It's a lot easier to talk to people first about the opportunity than it is to talk to them about being a customer. Perfect example. If I can get Charlie to unmute his phone, I'm going to do a little role play here. Charlie, are you there?
I'm good. I'm right here.
Okay, so here's the role play. Charlie, I want you to say no when I ask you this question. Okay? Hey, would you like to be my customer?
No, I don't.
Okay, great. Will you at least want to try working with me in the business then?
No.
Yeah, you see how awkward it is? Because what happens is they doesn't want to be a customer, then why would he want to be in the business with me? Now, what if I say it this way? I want you to say no to the first question, okay? Charlie, do you want to join the business with me? Say no.
No.
Will you at least try my product? You see the difference? It's a lot more natural flow. And then you can sign them up as a customer. And then eventually, but if you focus and target on purpose, distributors or brand partners, you're going to find brand partners. It's just a natural process. Any kind of sales, any kind of marketing, anything like that, you get what you focus on. And the power is in the leverage in this business. There's the leverage. Having 100 people spend an hour on their business is better than me trying to spend 100 hours on the business. 100 hours is a lot of time. But if I spend an hour a day and I have 100 people spending an hour a day, now I'm doing it part-time. They're doing it part-time. Now I got the power of leverage. And wealth is created through leverage. And what is wealth? Wealth is when you stop doing something, it continues. The only way you can create wealth is through leverage. You have to leverage your time or your money. We're talking about the power of time and being able to leverage that time to build something faster than you could ever do before if you were working for a company. Rather than spending 40 years, maybe 4 years to build something that's very significant, maybe even a lot less time than that. Let's talk about texting your way to the top. The most fundamental or the most used form of communication right now is texting. It is the best. And the people on your phone traditionally are the people that you know better than you know anywhere else. These are the people that is what's called your network. The average person has about 250 to 500 people on their phone. These are the people that they communicate with on a regular basis. If you have more than that, then you've got a bigger network, obviously. And your network is directly related to your net worth. Now, let me explain why texting is so powerful. There's some stats out there that most people who get involved in this business don't understand. They always say, well, I don't want to make money off my friends, or I don't want to make money off the people I know, and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? That's how most businesses are made. That's how it's created, is people buying from you or being in business with you because of the relationship. There's some studies out there about network marketing. The average person that gets involved in network marketing that sponsors, they sponsor within 100 miles of where they live. That means the people around you that you associate with on a regular basis is typically 90% of those people are people that are around. Now, there's 10% that's not true with, but the reality is the majority of the average person, that's where they're going to find people. And most of those people are in their phone. The second thing is that I went around the country in the network marketing companies I did. I learned this from a guy when I was involved in a company called XL Communications. And he'd stand up in front of the room, and I started doing it, and it's held true for years. And that is if you ask people 30 or 40 or 50 or 10,000 people in a room, you ask them if they knew their sponsor before they join the company they're in. 90% of those people, if you ask them to stand up, they'll stand up. Most people that come involved in network marketing already knew the person that sponsored them before they told them about the business. So they knew them. Now, there's other ways to do it. There's internet and all that kind of stuff. But most people don't know how to use the internet properly to build a business. But they can text on their phone some very, very simple things. The key is to use proven messages that have been proven. And you can do these tests yourself. It's just split testing. What does this, kind of like going to the eye doctor. Is it better here or here when they flip that thing around until you get the focus? And once you get the focus, then you can see clearly. Once you get the focus on this, the right messages, you're going to get certain percentages of people that will join you. And you don't need everybody. You only need a few. Years ago, I learned the phrase, it's not how many you do, it's how well you teach a few. You're looking for 5 to 10 motivated people. Now, I want you to listen to that again. 5 to 10 motivated people. Those are people that commit. Those are people that are willing to commit to the system. So you're looking for people that are willing to text people, that are willing to use the messages that work. And so you commit them to do it. If they're not going to be committed, they're just a dead body in your organization, and they don't make your business grow. You might get a few dollars here or there, but most of the time they die and go away and shrivel away, and then tell everybody they had a bad experience with the business and it doesn't work. And so it just creates a bad experience. So plug people in as you get people interested. Plug them into the leadership. Plug them into the systems. Plug them into the groups. Plug them into the people that are helping you build. Everybody in the group, in your group, and above you in the group, have a vested interest in the people that you're involved in, because our program, the binary structure, is built on volume. Make sure that you plug them in to the leaders in your group. Okay, now, what package should people come on? Now, I use the concept of the $20. And the reason I use the $20 to get people in, because everybody has $20 in their bank. If they don't have $20 in the bank, they're probably not going to be able to do much. Or if they can't find $20 to put in their bank to sign up, then they're probably not going to do much. So you're looking for people, and that's everybody, college students, 18 years old up to 90-year-olds. If they want to build something for their family after they leave this life, they can do this with a $20 bill. Everybody has that $20, and that's where I lead with that. But the $20 may not maximize the plan. So what happens when somebody comes into the system and they pay $20, then I have an interview with them. And it's a real simple, I just ask questions. And you know what I found out? If you ask questions, people will tell you what's on their mind. So one of the things I do when I sponsor somebody, okay, Charlie, for example, if I was talking to him, I'd say, Charlie, I'm going to ask you a few questions to see where you are in building the business, because I want to know where they are. I don't just want them to know where they are. I want to know where they are so I know what help to give them. And here's how I would say it. Do you want to build a full-time, part-time income, or just have the products paid for and make a few extra bucks? Now, why would I ask that question? Because it tells me the level of commitment or the level of desire or the level of activity that they may potentially have. Doesn't always mean that they're going to do it, but at least I know what they want to do. Okay, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach him how to maximize the comp plan. So I'm going to ask him that question. Do you want to maximize the comp plan, or does that matter to you? Okay, if I ask that question, then I can tell him the best, because most people want to suggest, they want you to tell them what they need to do to make the most amount of money with the time and energy that they have. Are you in it to make some full-time income, part-time income, or just to make an extra few bucks? Most people are looking for part-time. Several people, 20% or 30%, are looking full-time because they can't see themselves. Not that they don't want full-time, they just can't see themselves because they may never have been this, or never in this kind of a business, or they may never have been successful at that level. And so they'll say part-time. And so our job is to help create a better vision, but at least you know where their mindset is and where they are. I'm going to tell you that I told you the 8 different ways. This right here are what are called the monthly lifestyle bonuses. This is what is referred to as the mini lifestyle bonus. The lifestyle bonus are so important. They're probably the thing that drives most people and get them to a 6-figure income. And the reason why, because it maximizes, you get the most return on your money per brand partner than any other comp plan. So you can have 30 people in the business and make on a $50 auto ship and make $350 a month. It's called a 5x5. I help 5 people and they get 5 people, personally sponsored 5 people that are all on a $50 auto ship. I'm going to make $350. If it only gets to a 4x4, I'm going to make $250. If it gets to a 3x3, I'm going to make $150, and so on and so forth. So you get the idea there. And a 2x2, at least they're going to get their money back. So your goal should get everybody you sponsor. If they're committed, your goal is to help them and do whatever it takes plan to get them a 2x2 so that they've got their product paid for. Because if their product's paid for, no matter if come hell or high water, they're going to continue to pay it. The next one is the monthly lifestyle is the full monthly lifestyle bonus. If you're on a 110 auto ship, and anybody that gets on a 110 auto ship that you personally sponsor and they personally sponsor, if there's these levels of people that come in, you're going to get 100, 300, 500, 700, and that's monthly. So if I get a 5x5 and I have 5 people who have $110 auto ship, and they get 5 people, then I'm going to make $700 a month. Now, here's the thing that's really, really interesting. Okay, is that this leadership bonus, or this lifestyle, not leadership, lifestyle bonus, they're separate. The mini is separate from the others. So what you've got to do is you've got to, if you want to maximize both of them, you've got to sign up on both on an auto ship. That's what you have to do. So if you want to make a full-time income or a part-time income, it doesn't really matter. But I want you to understand what you're losing if you don't get on this auto ship. It's $160. It's a $50 auto ship, and then a $110 auto ship. You can go into your orders, go to auto ship, click on there, and there's a little place that says edit cart, and you can add a $50 and $110 auto ship. And if you do that, then you qualify for the maximum amount of the lifestyle bonuses. And let me explain how that works. So let's say that you build a 5x5, and this is just an illustration. It wouldn't work perfectly this way, but you'll notice I have different colors. So the light color is $50. That means they're on a $50 auto ship. The medium-sized color, that means they're on a $110. And the $160, that means that they're both on the 50 and the 110. So if you're on both of those lifestyle auto ships, then here's what's going to happen. Okay, if you get on those, you're going to make $550 in this scenario. And let me explain what I mean by that. Okay, let me see why. There we go. Okay, for example, so if you're on 160, that means that you can qualify for this one and this one. Now, let's look this one right here. What is available for you in this? Well, this is you. You're on the 160, and you've got 3 people that are on all 3. So that means at least you've got a 3x3 on both of the fast starts. But wait a minute, you've got another one here. That means that you've got on the 110. So that means you've got another one here. So that means that you've got a 3x3 on the 50, but you also have a 3x3 on the 110, but you've got you got 4 people there, okay, that are on a 50. So that there's one here, there's one here, and one here, and one here. So you're going to get, that's a 4x4 on this, but that's 4 right now that you have. So if you sign this person up and they get 4 people on the 50, that's really good. But you also have 3 that are on the 110. So these are on the 50 if you see how that works. Now in this one, you've got somebody that's got a 50, and this one, there's a 50, there's a 50, and there's a 50 and a 50 and a 110. So there's another 4 50s. Okay, here you've got someone that's on the 160. There's 3 here, and then there's 2 here. So that's a 5. You got 5 people that are on a 50, and then 3 people that are on 110. These happen to be on both, but that's it. So you got a 5 you got one person and you got a 5. So you got a 4, a 4, and a 4. And then this one, you have a 2. You have a 110 here, 3 people that have 110, and then that person does. Now this one's got a 5 50s. And so you've got at least 4 here, at least you got 5 here, 5 here, 4 50s here, and 4 50s here. So if you got a 4x4, you're going to make 250 on the 50 category. But you also have a 3x3 in the 110. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. These ones don't have the 50, but they have the 110. So now you're going to make 110, okay, and you've got a 3x3 on 110, so that's $300. So 250 plus 300. You're making $550 a month just by this scenario. Does that make sense? Clear as mud? Okay, so that's how that program works. Okay, so now let's go to the next phase. Let's talk about just if you're just on the 110. Okay, so you just get on the 110. I don't know why it said full-time. It doesn't matter whether you're full-time or part-time. 110, if you're on a 110 and that's all you're on, then you're only going to qualify for the people who have the 110. So if that means you're only going to get $300. You see, so you missed out on 250 just because you're on the 110. Because here's 3 110s, but you don't have the 50 pack. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There is 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3. So you've got a 3x3 on 110. So that's going to be $300. Now let's go another one. So let's say that you are just on the 50. And you're just on a 50. So you've got a 3x3 here. You've got a 4x4 here. Okay. I mean, not a 4x4, you just got 4 here. You've got 3 here, and you've got 2 here, and you've got 5 here, but that's 3. So you're qualified for a 3x3. So what does that mean you're going to make? You're going to make $150. So see how it pays to be on 150? Now, what do you do with all those extra bags? Well, you do what my friend Nancy did. She was at the gas station just over the weekend. She told someone about this stuff, and she sold 1, and the lady came back and wanted 3 more. You sell those for retail, so you get instant cash on those, and you sell them to your friends, your family. You can give them to people as they're waiting for their product. Then you replace it with their product, so on and so forth. So that's how that works. So the fast start is the best. Now, what do you say? What do you say in your text? Well, here's one text that works really well. Could you make a $20 decision today if I showed you a business that made sense to you? Everybody you text that to that says yes, what you're going to do is you're just going to follow up and say, and you're going to send them this link and ask them to get back to you once they watch it. And you're going to focus on the people that watch it and get back to you, not the ones that don't. Here's another message. Is your car on the pill? If not, watch this video and get back to me. That's been very successful. And you're going to give them the video. Gas 48. Oops, there's not 2 O's in that .com. Sorry, my keyboard's sticking. And so when I press on O, it double does it sometimes. And so I have to fix it. I didn't fix that one. So there you go. There's not 2 O's in com. So Anyway, but you use that. That video is the most successful video right now that's being used because it shows that someone can make a lot of money. And even if they don't feel they can make a lot of money, it's easy to say to them, well, what if you failed 90% of that? What if you didn't make 20,000, you only made two? What if you didn't make 2,000, you only made $200 just for shooting for it? Pretty powerful. The next one is how would you like to get paid every time someone you know fills up their gas or diesel tank? If the answer is yes, watch this video and get back to me. Same thing, gas48.com/your username. These three questions, and you can modify them, but if they're not working, don't use them. These three questions have been very successful. And if you'll text that to 250 people on your phone, then you'll probably, most likely, 90% of the people get at least 5, 10 to 15 people that join them in the business. And if you'll commit those people, you'll get enough people to duplicate over a period of time that consistently that will create a very large organization and business for you. Signing them up. Once they get once they're on there and they're interested on the page, that's the page you use to sign up. They just click join there and it ties it to you. Once they've signed them, they have a self-replicated site, and you're going to teach them, you're going to do the same thing I just did with you here. Well, let me ask you a question, Jim. Let me ask you a question, Joe. Let me ask you a question, Sally. Let me ask you a question, Jane. Do you want to create a full-time, part-time, or just a casual, get your product paid for type of a business? Do you want to maximize your comp plan? And then you're going to tell them the same thing that you're going to hear. Or if you're not that good, like I am, not that good, then what you're going to do is you're going to send them this video and you're going to say, I want you to watch this all the way through so you know how to get started and how can you can duplicate with your team. So plug them into the training, social media, and emails. You can get them a copy of the training. You can, some of you are sophisticated enough that you can download of it. Some people, you know, that you can go and transcribe and you can put it in a PDF. And others, you can just send them to the Monday night Zoom because we're going to be doing this every Monday night. So that's how you do that. Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called Be Eco Brand Partners. And if you go to Facebook, go there, have all your people join. In fact, go with them and join. The other thing is that some of you had this experience today. You got an email and a text on the meeting, and there will be tips and things. Some of you should start getting your postcards too. If you have your team, if you and your team fill out stayconnected.tips, then what happens is they'll get a postcard that has all this information on it. And also a QR code where they can watch the video. They'll also get an email text that show how to get to the meetings and different tips and stuff like that, because that's what I'm doing. I'm building a list so we can build our teams, so we can grow it and rise. Now, some of you aren't on my team and I'm not on yours, and that's okay. I learned a long time ago, synergy with a lot of people, all shit, as the tide rises, all the ships rise. And that's what we're trying to do. I'm not trying to get people in my system. What I'm trying to do is help people get more information so they can get started properly. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to properly start everybody. So that's how you get started in this business.
Yeah, it does. This is Charlie here. On the setting up the auto ships, the two different auto ships, if you go in and you check the box for the $50 and you check the box for the $110,
then you have to uncheck the 20.
You uncheck the 20, but you check the box for those two different auto ships, so you definitely are in that pool of the two auto ships, right?
Right. That's now, what I have people do is the first month, if that's what they want to do, I want to get them into that started fast. So what I do is I have them do the $20 order, then I have them do the $50 or the $110 order. So if they just can only afford the $50, I have them do that right then. I have them ordered, not just do an auto ship. I have them order right after they fix their auto ship. I'll say, listen, you're going to want that product as soon as you get it. I'm just recommending that you do it right now. Order the 50 and the 110 now, so that anything that you build this month, it will qualify you for next month, because you get paid on the 15th of the following month. So I'll actually have people do a standalone order to do that.
That's what, that's been a big question that we talked about with LSAO. So thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Great training.
Hey, DeMarr, this is Susan Rock. I just have a compliment.
I don't know if you know that or not, but my sister is named Susan Rock. She married a rock up in Morgan, Utah. So anyway, go ahead.
No, I did not know that, but thank you. Hey, I just want to pay you a compliment, and it's just to say thank you. You make it so simple. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. And you just, you conveyed that in your presentation, but you have for a minute. I've been watching your presentations for a minute, so thank you for that. And you'll remember my name, right?
Yeah, I always remember that name. So here's the thing about it is that I learned to keep it simple. And the simpler you keep it, and the less you say, the more you make. The more you say, the less you make. Use tools to build your business. Use texting, use videos. Those kinds of things will build your business. And I learned that your network is really the net worth in what you've got. And if you don't have a good network, then you got to build one. If you've got people in your phone, and most people, like I say, have 250 to 500. Some people like me have about 6,000 in their phone. That's crazy. But you'll never have to run out of people. People always ask me, well, gal, I ran out of people. Oh, did you? How many people did you sign up? I signed up 4 people. Great. So how many people? The rule 250 says, let me tell you where that comes from. There's a guy named Joe Girard, and he's in the Guinness World Book of Records of selling more automobiles in the history of the automobile industry than anybody in the industry. And what he did was he learned about people's network. And the average person has about 250 people who will go to their funeral, that will go to their the viewing, or send flowers. Also, there's about 250 per bride and per groom that will go to a wedding, go to a reception, or send gifts. And that's your network. And it's been true and proven that is a true rule. He called it the rule of 250. So if I've got people and I say, well, I ran out of people, I signed up 4 people. Well, if I signed up 4 people and they have and that rule applies with them, then how many people do I have to help build my business? How many leads are there? 250 times 4, there's 1,000 leads just in the 4 people that I've got. So why are we trying to jump all over the place? First of all, 90% of the people that sign up in network marketing, these are facts. These are not just made up. That 90% of the people that get involved in network marketing already knew the person that they signed up with before they got in. So why don't we help people with their network? And let's not make it hard. Okay, so if you got 10 people that you signed up and you start working with those people, all of a sudden you got 2,500 people. And all of a sudden, if you have 100 people in your business, all of a sudden you have 25,000 people to draw from. Why go other places? You never run out of people if you learn the power of the rule of 250. And that's the cool thing about it. And then if you learn what's called a leapfrogging. What is leapfrogging? Leapfrogging is when you leap over their sponsor or their sponsor, and you start finding the people in your organization that are willing to do it, and you start leapfrogging, and you're helping them, but you're helping you build this business. And especially with this program, once you've got your 5x5, the volume is all you need in your left and your right leg for your business to grow. There's no fancy, there's no gotchas or anything like that. The owner of this company has created an unbelievable, which isn't really, you won't see it in a lot of companies, is a way that the only way that you can, the only thing you need to do is create volume. And there's 2 types of volume that comes in your organization and in your team's organization. your volume and your personally sponsors and the volume they do, and then the love from above. Those are people that are building above you. And if guess how you get the love from above? When you're building, they start building. And even though you might become a leg that's stronger, eventually they're going to start building the other one. What happens is it starts going back and forth, and you all of a sudden start seeing people come in the organization. And so that's it, Susan, is that it's really about keeping it simple. Everybody wants to talk about the product. The product is a catalyst. The catalyst, it breaks up the molecules into smaller pieces, and then it warms up or slows down the burn. And so what happens is it becomes more efficient, and you got more efficiency, burns the carbon, yada, yada, yada. It's EPA registered. Where do I find the number? Stop.
Way to go, DeMarr.
Stop.
You are a
Real simple.
goofball.
Here's what I've been doing lately on my list. Hey, Jim. Hey, Scott. Hey, Steve. Texting someone. You got $20? It's urgent. Call me. You can sign up a bunch of people just like that. There's people in your phone that if you say that, they'll call you and go, what's wrong? Are you okay? I thought you're okay. Why do you need $20? I don't need $20. You do. You're going to join me in this business. It's only $20. So I can get you a spot because this is big. You could do that and make a lot of money if you just do that. The tablets are great. They work. And people are going to get them in the mail, and they can start using them, and they work 90% of the time. There's 10% that they don't work. There's certain computers and the chips that might be fouled or something's wrong or whatever. They don't work. But I'll take 90% any day. But here's the thing. That's not where the money is. The money's in the leverage. And it isn't about getting a lot of customers. It's about finding the leverage in your business. And these fuel tabs are only a Band-Aid to the bigger problem. Most everybody in the world today, everybody, their dollar is worth 35% less than it was a year ago because of inflation. That means prices are going up, everything's going up, and they have less. Their money doesn't buy as much. And so what do? You help them make money. That's what people are looking for. Even if they don't think they are, they are. And if you can show them something that everybody uses every single day, and don't talk about all of the details, and just say, hey, how would you like to make money? Every time someone every time somebody puts gas. I just had a thought come to my mind, and I kind of got mixed up. That's what happens when you get old. But I was thinking about a company I got involved in a long time ago during the deregulation of long distance. And when I got involved in that business, here was the pitch. How would you like to make money every time someone presses one? They became $1 billion company off of that phrase. And did they explain long distance? Did they do it? No, most people only spend about $10 a month. And not a lot of people use long distance. They didn't have to explain it. Some people say, well, how does it work? Very well. If someone asks you how the comp plan works, just say, very well. So let's make it work very well for you. Or watch this video.
I like that.
It's very well. Because that's what I say to people. How does it work? Very well. Well, what does that mean? It means it's very lucrative. Well, how much are you making? And I go, I don't know. How much are you making right now? You see what I mean? I don't sit there and first of all, it might depress some people, but what I'm saying is that help them make the kind of money that they want, not what you want. Find out what they want and help them build. Focus on their network, not yours. Focus on helping them build. If you bring them in, you've recruited them. You haven't sponsored them until they start duplicating. Then you become a real sponsor. Okay, I didn't mean to lecture, but I meant to.
DeMarr, are you going to do these every Monday?
Every Monday I'm doing this. So,
thanks for your help today.
This week I was going to, at the end, I didn't have time. I was going to take the last 15 minutes and we were all going to text. So prepare next week. Get your T-bond, because next week, the last 15 minutes, what we're going to do, everybody's going to get their phones out. I'm going to show you. We're going to text live on Zoom, and we're going to make it happen with everybody that's on here. So anyway, that's it. Any other questions? I'm out.
No, except you're pretty awesome.
DeMarr, thank you first of all for all you're doing. It's really helping, and we'll look forward to doing it on Mondays. Let me ask you, on Intercontinental or on Telegram, are the phrases for the text messages listed anywhere? The ones that you just threw out there tonight?
Nope, you need to do it. If you got to get them translated, use Google Translate or something like that. You're talking about international?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Phil.
I build in the U.S., and then people who want to build outside of the U.S., usually they know those languages, and then they usually translate.
No, I don't mean, I didn't mean translated. I meant, are they published just so that you could copy them and put them in your own phone for your own text? Somewhere we can go to copy them.
Yeah, I don't. But I just would text. What I did is I put them on my phone. I type them in on my phone on a note. And then what I do on the note, in the notes, and then I just copy that note and paste. Copy the note, that text and paste.
Gotcha.
Copy it and paste. Because you're talking to the most computer illiterate person that you'll meet in your life. So as you can see, as I started this meeting, but I got through Zoom.
I think that went pretty well.
The most important thing you do when you sponsor somebody is get them started. And that doesn't mean just giving them materials and then you start them. That is not starting somebody. It's getting in the trenches with them, doing three-way calls with them after the texting, making sure that texting, do a text for dollars with them, do whatever, but get them started doing the processes. Ask them the questions so you know how much money they want to make, where they're at, how much they want to build, how much time, because that way it helps you so you know the kind of people you have, because you need about 5 to 10, say it, motivated people. And that's, and just because you sign someone else doesn't mean they're motivated. Sign someone up doesn't mean they're motivated. You got to help them get motivated. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because in 4 minutes, I got to be somewhere. So and I'm going to get my van and I'm going to drive to this location. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, DeMarr.
Thank you.
Anytime except on Mondays. No, I'm kidding. Have a great one. You guys enjoy. We'll talk.